with the social piece, there's no hiding. And so it's actually the exact opposite. We pay very close attention to the social development of the individual child alongside the academic. It could go either way, right? So some people might be turned off by us being so small because they're concerned about their child developing social skills. They're concerned about their child being able to participate in larger groups, and sometimes they're afraid that too small means too sheltered. While our class sizes are really small, we spend a lot of time school-wide, and so the group feels bigger often. There's a lot of moving in and out, togetherness, apart, and so the group size changes within the course of a day. It's still small relative to many schools, but the more that I think about it, all of my teaching experience was in a traditional public school setting. Actually, one of the biggest problems with traditional schools is the size. I don't think that most of us spend much time at all in environments that are putting us in groups of hundreds, if not thousands of people on a daily basis. And so I actually have come to feel very strongly that if we were to make any change in traditional school without doing anything else, salaries for teachers and even curricular expectations and budgets all stay the same. But the size of the school in the classroom really needs to be looked at. So particularly with early childhood, I feel like my child was having a really strong response to being completely overstimulated, not just by the classroom, but just by people walking by. The noises, the AC is super loud in some of these really big industrial looking buildings. And so there's just a constant stimulation. And I think he was overwhelmed by that, paired with not being heard himself as a little human. He has been a communicator since birth. He would mumble all the time. And if he doesn't feel heard, he doesn't know what else to do to try to express himself, and it comes out in his body. And in order to really grow humans, we need to allow space for them to be heard, for them to be responded to appropriately, and not a one and done because I have 21 other people to respond to. When nurturing little humans in those initial schooling years, I think the better off they will be as they continue on their educational journey. The longer we can keep it small, the better that they're gonna do. And also with the social piece, there's no hiding. And so it's actually the exact opposite. We pay very close attention to the social development of the individual child alongside the academics. And so while there are gonna be social collisions as we're learning and growing together, what we're able to do because we are small is really have meaningful problem-solving discussions with students who are having a hard time understanding each other or getting along, and give them words and strategies for either recognizing that personally they may not ever be best friends, but professionally they need to get along in the classroom, or personally help them to build and cultivate relationships that will last a really long time. And to do that, you have to acknowledge you're not always perfect, and you sometimes do things that invites a negative response from someone that you otherwise would consider a friend. And you also sometimes misinterpret other people's words and actions in a way that they didn't intend, but can cause a lot of chaos and conflict in the relationship and in the environment. But again, we get to pay attention to that. We get to allow space to hear from each student, and then we can help them to repair. And so actually what you see when you see our students at Blaze is that they're very socially adept in other environments. When they're participating at elite levels with athletics, for example, they will speak to other people's parents. They speak with their own parents and their coaches. They are often pointed out as leaders on the court or the field or in the practice because of the ways that we are able to help them pay attention to their own ways of showing up and the responses that they have in conflict. So I think size is a strength.